Alright. This looks slightly better. It's not looking great, but it looks slightly better. So, the folks watching, whoever's still hanging around, will have to let me know whether or how this fucking thing is working. Looks like it's live, and it's looking like it's picking up properly this time. I restarted OBS, which is the software I use for screen captures. So, hopefully this didn't redo the link. That would be shitty, should that prove to be the case. Alright, it looks like we do have some people watching, so that is good. Alright, so let me know in the chat if any of this is non-functional. So, we are giving a look at Pavlov's house, the Battle of Stalingrad. It's not the whole Battle of Stalingrad, it's the battle for Pavlov's house, which is an apartment building that the Germans repeatedly tried to take during the Battle of Stalingrad, and failed, and it is still a monument today. So, one advantage of sending people to Twitch is that the link doesn't change. It's just the same link every time, whereas on YouTube it could change, and that would screw things up. So, Pavlov's House. This is designed by David Thompson. Board game version is available from DVG, Dan Verson Games. David was kind enough to... Now it works. David was kind enough to provide me with a code for the Steam version of the game. It is available for a very nice price on Steam. So, Pavlov's House, and presumably they got some more stuff in the works as well, since this is... a whole series of games at this point, with at least 2 or 3 or 4 or something like that games in the series. So let's start a new game. Now I've taken a bit of a crack at this, so I'm not going to do the tutorial. John Madison, James Whitmer, John Longshore, and Fucko, welcome to the stream. So let's, like I said, let's hope it keeps working this time. So I'll kind of explain as I go. Do not expect skilled play in any reasonable sense. So we kind of have 3 different maps going on here. We have the left-hand map, which is inside Pavlov's house. We have the center map, which is the various approaches to Pavlov's house. And we have the Greater Stalingrad map, which is a bunch of additional... Brian Gash, welcome to the stream. And the right-hand map is sort of the bigger area. So if we think of this as tactical operation and strategic, that's a similar idea to what is actually occurring here. Now, there's a whole... So you'll find, if you're familiar with States of Siege, that this is relatively similar in basic outline to States of Siege, but there's a lot more going on. There's a lot more going on here, a lot more moving pieces than one sees in traditional States of Siege games. So, we start with the Soviet card phase, and this is a solitaire game, by the way. Yes, I turned it off and turned it back on again. That is literally what I did. So, I'm not sure if this is different depending on the parameters of the difficulty of the scenario, but I have a Soviet card phase in which there are 4 Soviet cards available. Now, each of the cards has 2 different actions on the card. So, for example, there's a number of things we will definitely wish to do here on the first turn. Right now, you'll notice that Pavlov's house is empty. We have these reserves that are like in the basement or in the sewers or whatever that we're going to bring out on the first turn. But we're going to need supplies. Every so often, a resupply card will be played, and Soldiers in Postmen's Uniforms is about the defense of the Danzig post office by postmen. This is called like the Desperate Defense series, or Desperation Defense, or something like that. Anyway, there's 2 actions on each of the Soviet cards, and we will choose one of those 2 actions. And we get 3 actions in the Soviet card phase. If we get a card that says Fog of War, it's basically a dummy card that is not of use to us. So let's play the 62nd Army Command Post, and we will execute... No, that's not what we want. I want the Division Command. No, I don't want the Division Command Post. I really rather want the military flotilla, actually, because I want to bring more food in. All right, so let's use the reinforce action. So this is the divisional command post. Charles Latoro, welcome back to the stream. So we're going to reinforce, and then we get a whole bunch of dudes and stuff to pick from here. Let us, first of all... So there are 3 kinds of special weapons. There's anti-tank guns, there's machine guns, and there are mortars. Mortars suppressed, not sure what machine guns do since I've never actually gotten one to work. And anti-tank guns are the only things that you can use to counteract tanks. So the first thing we're going to do is bring in, and we have 6 points, and the yellow number here is the number of points that each card costs, or each guy costs. So let's first of all bring in an anti-tank gun. This guy's worth 4. He's probably really good, but we can't afford him right now. So this guy's worth 3. We might do that. Let's actually get the anti-tank gun first. So that's worth 2 points. Let's bring in this guy, anti-tank guy, and this guy, and that's 6 out of 6 points, so we're done. So we'll hit confirm, and we'll have a chance to bring these guys in during the next phase. Alright, so we want the anti-aircraft regiment. Now, there were 4 locations on this sort of strategic Stalingrad map for anti-aircraft, and they can be suppressed by German bombers, which is one of the German cards that comes up. We can help negate those by using anti-aircraft. So we will ready anti-aircraft, and we'll pick a spot. Pick this one. Sappers, nobody's available. We have another reinforced. We have a resupply. We have a Volga military flotilla. Alright, so what I really want is the ability to move these. We need to move these into staging area anyway. So let's bring in... Does that make sense? Yes, I think so. Actually, we'll do that. Bring that over. Okay, we'll commit. Now, this will pull this stuff from stock over to the staging area. And then we can use the military flotilla next time it comes up to move it to Pavlov's house. Now it's the German turn. We got nobody here, so this actually kind of sucks. But, you know, you got to set this up, too. So... Here is a German bomber, and the bomb icons are how many bombs it gets. I can select anti-aircraft and hit done, and I can record 2 hits, which removes 2 of the bombs. Bomb disrupted space number 12. So over here somewhere, where's space number 12? This is space number 12, where some more anti-aircraft would normally go. Next German card, the Germans will get 3 cards. This will be attack the building. Attacks the green wall, and it failed. Now that's this suppression, this like defense value number here, which we want to keep as high as possible. Mr. David Thompson, the designer of the game, is with us. He could correct me when I do something stupid, which will definitely happen inevitably. And here's the bomber. Now we already spent our anti-aircraft, so we're out of luck on that. Alright, so we disrupted some more spaces here. So now is the Soviet movement phase. So now we will move folks out of the reserves into Pavlov's house. So who do we do first? I think I just want to get some guys up here first. So we will bring up Alexandrov. We'll put him here. Let's see here. I want to put the anti-tank in. So there's like 3 lanes, if you will, that represent line of sight. There's the green lane, the red lane, and the purple lane. And these 2 spaces up here cover 2 lanes. So turn the music down. I didn't think it was too loud. I actually turned it way down. So if it's too loud, I definitely do not... Well, let me turn the sound effects down, actually. Alright, so... yes, if it's too loud, I need to know that. Alright, so right now we're just going to move 3 men up into positions here. So we're just going to move this guy up to the red, this guy up to the purple, and this guy up to the green. Okay, and then that's the Soviet movement phase. Now we have actions where we can suppress. But we're suppressing infantry, and there's no infantry. So I don't think... Suppression set for the green wall. Suppression set for the red wall. Suppression set for the purple wall. If that is useful, I'm not sure why. So now it is the next turn 2 Soviet card phase. And I believe the game runs until I've exhausted the deck. There are 59 cards remaining. I have never gotten that far, so it has not come up yet. Alright, so here we have cards. I'm going to take the military flotilla and load supplies on the military flotilla. We'll take the 2 food, the first aid kit. We'll take an anti-aircraft, and we get 3 actions, or 3 card actions here. What's the command post? Is a resupply? It's the army command post, so that refills the stock. I think I will do that. Let's get some food in. Another bullet. Another first aid kit. And a sapper. Commit that. At least it's available, right? So, now we'll do Signal Battalion. So these could be used... Oh, I'm a little unclear as to exactly what these are used for. So let's go with anti-aircraft. We'll ready an anti-aircraft as opposed to clearing the disrupted space. So now it's the Wehrmacht turn. Machine gunners. So these guys will roll a die. They rolled a 1, so they'll go in lane 1. And I have the ability to use suppression fire to push them back. So we'll open fire. Suppression fire failed. Machine gun spotted in row 1. Okay, so this is a problem, right? If the house is in the middle and if all the spaces get filled with Germans, then we are in trouble. So let's... Second card is no more bombing. We can try to counteract that. 1 hit recorded. That saved us 1. And the third one is scouts. Spotted in row 2. Okay, so it is the movement phase. Now, when the time... Ken Kloby, thanks for joining. When the time comes to do the feeding of the people, I need 1 food for each 5 men in Pavlov's house. And I kind of feel like that includes the guys in reserves as well. So we'll put Pavlov over here. Okay. And I don't know that I have another move that I want to do. I mean, I could move the support weapon with the guys. So we'll put them here. And they'll move Romanazov over here. Okay. I considered doing the entire narration in cheesy Russian accent. But I decided I was going to not be able to keep that up for an hour. So, alright. So, action time. Chernogolov, what a name that is. Recover exhausted. Why is this guy exhausted? Oh, he suppressed last turn, that's why. Pavlov can attack, however, so he'll attack the machine gunners, and it failed. Pavlov has failed. Okay, and we get another action, so we will recover this guy as well. So they're basically spent once they act. Ken Kloby, yes it is. That is, in fact, exactly what it is about. Alright, so now it's the Soviet card phase again. Let's see what we can do. We can deliver supplies, which are on the wagon here, so let's do that. We can load supplies, which I'm going to do again. And because you never know when it's going to come up. Now, to use the artillery, we need a person with the forward observer trait in Pavlov's house. And I'm not sure I'm going to get to that, so we're going to do a recover on the artillery, or on the anti-air, and hope that we can get some more anti-air in play. Alright, and here's more bombers. 3 big bombers. And here's some riflemen. Ugh, that's bad news. So, like 2 more spaces and I'm dead. So, or 1 more space and I'm dead. And here's the building attack. That on the green wall, that failed as well. Alright, so we are at Soviet movement phase. And our reserves are empty, which is fine. We are going to... I don't think I have any moving to do, though. People are in position. Let's check something here. Yeah, let's just end the movement phase. Let's go to the action phase. Now, can I shoot at... Yeah, I have to shoot the anti-tank at armor. And these guys do not have a regular attack value either, so you can't just shoot them at incoming guys. So we have Pavlov recovers exhausted. Chernogalov attacks the scouts. Attack succeeded. Okay, so they go away. Probably would have been a better idea to attack the riflemen who have a lower defense. So, yeah, sometimes I burst into the song, too. So that is a thing that occurs occasionally. And I don't have another action. I can recover this guy. So let's do that. And then we have the Soviet card phase. We're going to military flotilla. Deliver. Because we can't do this fast enough. Because you don't want the supply card, the resupply card to come up and then everybody dies because you're out of food. The water icon is the food, by the way. Okay, so Army Command Post resupply. Then this Fog of War is basically just like a wasted card draw. You can spend these Signal Battalion guys to burn the Fog of War, but you lost the action anyway, so I don't know that it's necessarily useful. Yeah, let's do a resupply. Let's cancel that. Alright, so let's do a recover artillery, because this is what's available to us. And recover anti-aircraft position. Here's our resupply. So 1 per 5 defenders. We should have about 7 guys, I think. Yep, sounds good. 2 food consumed. So it looks like the streams are actually fine now, unlike before when everything was taking a shit. So, alright, the next German card, Rifleman. We have suppression fire, so we can do that. So let's do that. Suppression fire failed! Okay, well, we have guys in the purple lane, so that's fine. More riflemen. And, of course, he's in the one spot I didn't want him. Alright, Soviet moves. Once again, I don't think I have... I could move this guy to here, just to be a firefighter, I suppose. In the next phase. Okay. Let's see. So, Chernogalov will recover exhausted. Alexandrov will take a shot at the rifleman here. Attack failed. Great. Okay. And this guy will attack these riflemen, and we failed. No, that succeeded. Cool. Okay. Very good. And I assume you have to beat that defense number. I think that's how... It doesn't say that, but I feel like that's how it works. Alright, so, next, let's see. Alright, sappers are not available. Signal Battalion, Command Post, reinforce. I could reinforce. How many men do I have right now? I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I might as well reinforce. And I don't want to add more than 4 guys. So let's pull somebody with a really good attack number. This guy. Alright. Alright. I don't see any reason to load supplies at this point. Let's ready anti-aircraft. And here's our Wehrmacht card. Here's a mortar. Oy vey. Okay. Block Oddity, welcome back to the stream. Thanks for stopping by tonight. This was a decision I made late last week when A, I got the code from David, and B, our regular Tuesday night war game, which currently is Compass Games NATO, got canceled. So, here's a bomber. I can attempt to counteract that. Did a little bit of it. And then here's attack the building, which attack on the green wall failed. So that's good. All right. So moves. We have moves to do this time. So we're going to move Chekhov up here. Move Glushenko up here just to get coverage of that. I have never actually had a guy with a higher than a 1 attack rating, so I'm curious to see how he behaves. Moves looks fine. Alright, so 3 actions. So let's, first of all, take Chekhov here. Choose a unit to attack. Choose this guy. Attack succeeded. Alright, so it's still just 1 attack. He will attack the machine gunners. Attack failed. Alexandrov will recover. Alright, Soviet card phase. And we have 47 cards left. This it might be... I've played 3 games of this so far. This might be the most successful one thus far. Alright, I want to load supplies. Let's see. I don't have a forward observer, so there's like no point in me doing the artillery yet. We recovered this spot. Cover that spot. Alright, here's some scouts. Of course they're going in that same lane. That's my luck. Everybody, all wargamers make psh, 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 psh noises, or some kind of sound effects, or breaking into Panzerlight, or Battle Hymn of the Republic, or something like that. Alright, attack on the purple wall failed, so that's good. Here's the Panzer III. Excellent. Well, not excellent. That sucks, but we have anti-tank we can leverage on that. So now we're in the Soviet movement phase. We don't have any reserves, which is fine. And I don't know that I have moving that I wish to do. Now, attacking with this anti-tank thing... let's see here. Do I want to actually move anything? Target unit is unable to move. So if they are exhausted, they cannot move. That is, I didn't know that. That's new. I don't think I have any moves to do. So let's not. All right, I'm probably missing some key thing. Actions remaining. All right, so now we're going to attack the armor. Attack that Panzer III, which is right there. That succeeded. Very good. We're going to recover. We get only one action remaining, and we really gotta deal with this if possible. So we're going to attack, try to get rid of that. Attack succeeded. All right, so that's good. Try and keep afloat here. All right, anti-aircraft. We will ready anti-aircraft. Here's another one. We'll ready anti-aircraft. And, again, they're 2 wasted actions, so I can't do all 3. Oh, well. Alright, Junkers. We got 3 bombs. We'll use 2 anti-aircraft. 2 hits. Takes 2 away. Very good. Bomb disrupted. Only Space 9. And here's some more machine gunners. Every roll is that 2. And one more bombers. Alright. Alright, moves. Once again, I don't think I have any moves. What does this radio spot do? That is not a thing that I knew anything about. And I don't have anybody to go there right now, so it's irrelevant. Once again, I don't think all 3 of these guys are disrupted. Well, it is what it is. And you do have to unexhaust both of these guys individually, by the way. So I don't have any moves to do. Can't move the exhausted guys. Alright, so let's... Recover exhausted. Recover exhausted. Recover exhausted. And because we don't have an armor unit in any of the slots right now, so it doesn't seem to matter very much. Alright, so Soviet card phase. Army command post. Storm group. What the hell does this do? Okay. Select a storm group action for the 62nd unit. This seems dumb. I don't know that I want to do that. Alright, so let's do... Sappers, once again, no action available. Anti-aircraft will recover something. Put one of these guys in here. And we'll do a resupply here. Okay. Wehrmacht phase. Assault! Infantry suppress defender, armor attack building. So we'll see what happens here. Failed on the green. No enemy infantry available to suppress red. Or purple. Attack red. No enemy armor. No enemy armor. Alright, so I think I feel like we have everything under pretty good control here. Here's some riflemen. Suppression fire failed. Row 4. Okay. Sniper. Sniper failed to breach the purple wall. Okay, so that's good. So we have moves. I don't think I have any moves. So let's just next phase it. Alright, so let's use Chekhov to attack the scouts. Attack succeeded. Let's use Alexandrov to attack the machine gunners. Attack failed. And Chernogolov to attack these machine gunners. Okay, attack succeeded. Alright, so that's progress. That's pretty good, but that's all of our actions. Here's resupply. 1 junk fog of war. Let's see. Reinforce. Alright, so let's count the guys we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can afford to bring in 3 individuals. So let's reinforce. Let's bring Sarkisyan in. He's a forward observer worth 3. Is there a cheaper forward observer? Looks like the answer to that is no. The mortar can only be used... Oh, there is. How about that? I think. He says, I think the population is at the top of the screen. Because he is incredibly polite. Pavlov's command ability to recover 3 people. You don't say. Well, shit. Alright, well, let's do this first, and then we'll use that. But Pavlov is himself exhausted, so it's not like I can do it this turn anyway. Alright, so I've spent 3 points. Alright, so let's bring them in. We have 2 more card actions. We will bring in an artillery this time, or at least recover one of the spots. And we will ready an anti-aircraft right here. Wehrmacht cards, machine gunners. So there's that 2-lane again. Block Oddity, thanks for stopping by. The video will be available on YouTube, on the main channel, and then I will upload it to the digital channel because I am recording it. So, whichever... I might have to edit it because we had the problems at the beginning. So, there's that. Here's a Panzer II, which fortunately is on the side of Pavlov's house that I have anti-tank on. Here's a Panzer III. Great. Okay, and he goes on the same side. Fabulous. Alright, so... Here's our moves. Reserves. Oops. Alright, we'll put Sarkisyan here and Patansky here. And I don't think I have any other moves. So we'll go next phase. Okay. We will recover Pavlov. We will... We're going to have to recover these guys individually, aren't we? That's our turn. Alright, so Soviet card phase. Alright, Volga Military Flotilla, let's deliver supplies. Let's recover an anti-aircraft spot. Let's load supplies. Resupply. All right, so we're going to spend 2. Very good. There's some scouts. Well, there's a lot of guys floating around here. Machine gunners. Spotted in row 2. All right, so that's a big problem right there. We're going to have to deal with that. All right. But it is my move. Ugh. This is unfortunate. These guys are all exhausted. They can't move. So if I get one more here, I just lose. Nevertheless, I have no moves to do. All the guys in reserve are out of reserve. Action phase. All right. Ah, poop. I meant to take the anti-tank shot. Too late. Can't undo in this thing. All 3 commanders have the command ability. That's the most efficient way to recover troops you've ended up with a large force in the house. Okay. So that's good. It's good to know, now that I know that. Alright. Let's see. Command post reinforce. I'm not reinforcing it. Well, let me see. Because there is a 6 guy here somewhere. I might have him out already. I do have him out already. So we'll cancel that. Give me some sappers. Field defense. Choose an available spot. Of course, this one's occupied already. We'll pick that one. Anti-aircraft. Ready anti-aircraft. And... Alright, let's see what happens. Attack on the green wall succeeded, and that lowers the defense of the wall. Here's a Stug. There we go. Slot number 2. How about that? All right, so we have ended. John Madison, thanks for stopping by. So I'd like to thank. Well, let's check something because I want to play like an elite game, where I want to take a turn at an elite game, and we'll see what happens. All right, so cards. So I still get 4 cards, which is interesting. Okay, so we will load. We don't have anything available. We can resupply, so we'll resupply some food and some bullets and a first aid kit. Okay. We will throw down some anti-air. We can load those supplies. Throw in some food and some bullets. Here's some Germans. So I'd be curious to know what the difference is on veteran. Do you just have shittier die rolls? Because, I mean, I wouldn't notice the difference. Here's bombing, so let's try to negate that if possible. Well, we got 1 hit. Okay. Okay, so these spaces, I want to know what these do. Massive 4 bombers. Alright, so we'll bring Pavlov out. We'll put him in... Can we put him in the radio slot? I totally can. Alright, so next is the next phase. I really just wanted to see German tactics cards augmenting their forces. Oh, these German tactics cards. Oh, look at that. Like I said, there's a lot going on here. This isn't, you know... And I like States of Siege games, but this is... There's a lot going on here. And I like what I see so far. I see why the game has accrued a really good reputation. So, I think... I don't want to play a second game, because I didn't want to spend more than an hour streaming tonight, since I spent 2 hours streaming last night. And had a tough day at work on top of that. So I'll just shoot the crap for another few minutes here, and then we'll call it a day. If anybody has any questions about this, I could attempt to answer it, but we have David Thompson, the designer of Pavlov's house, in the chat with us, who can assuredly answer any more questions than I can. So let's cancel and let's exit, and let's take a quick look at the options. Exit game is what I want to see. We do have kind of the written rules here, and I think nobody would be stunned at the... Nobody's really going to die from the amount of rules that we have here. It's a pretty easy game to play. we have some historical background on the situation of Pavlov's house, which is, still a notable memorial in what is now Volgograd today. We do have some settings available. We can lock the map. Wonder what that does. Board searchlights. Don't know what that does. You can turn it off at full screen. And obviously you can control the music. So I didn't check the music volume against my mic volume, so that would explain why that was too loud at the beginning. Best score... Best score is -11. Yay! That was better than I had previously done, though, so I don't have a huge problem with that. Very curious to see other things in the series. Let's take a quick look at Steam. Let me pull it up here. Oh, man, I think I'm about to sell it to everybody, actually. All right, here it is on Steam. It's $9. So, I feel like this is worth your time for $9. If you want to buy the board game, check that out, too. It's from Dan Verson Games. So we can check that out. Full recreation of the original board game. Learn the game through an engaging tutorial. I did. I played the first game with the tutorial on. And it's basically just a basic game with, like, extra pop-up notes explaining what's going on. There are 4 different levels of difficulty and complexity. Won't pretend to understand what the differences are at this point. Game takes care of the rules, allowing you to focus on the strategy. That's definitely true. I think this is a very nice... It's not fancy, but it's really a nice interpretation of a board game. Highly replayable and story-driven. Original soundtrack composed by Gabriel Berger. Positive review. So I may write a little review of this just to give it a little oomph. So I'll recommend. And then if we run off to... DVG.com and take a quick look at the board game version, which hopefully is on the front page. Of course it isn't. It's almost like I didn't plan this out at all. So there's a companion book for my Stealth at Sea. So the series... Looking on the solitaire games, because they're all solitaire games. By Stealth at Sea is Italian subs in the Mediterranean. Castle Itter, which is a really fascinating engagement. You can look that up on Wikipedia. It's almost too much for me to even try to explain, to be honest about it. It is the one occasion on which Germans and Americans fought on the same side in World War II. For What Remains, which is another one of David's designs. And here's Pavlov's House, 2nd edition. So, I don't have the physical game, but I can tell you from the DVG games that I have had in my possession that their components are top quality. And you can actually download the rules as well. You'll notice that this is a 33-page rule book, but there's a lot of pictures and... I believe David can answer me if there are any differences between the game rules in the computer game version and the board game version. My guess is that there are not. I see no reason for them to be. So another one of the things I'm not really understanding on really what they do are things like the sappers and stuff like that. You must have a sapper token in the supply box in Pavlov's house. Okay, place the sapper token back in the stock, increase the volume of one of the defense value tokens in Pavlov's house by 1, or remove a disrupted token from the 3rd Rifle Battalion, location number 3. Okay, or to do the field defenses, you can increase the defenses. Move the sapper token from the supply box to one of the 6 sapper locations. So those are like the field defensive, so they're actually outlaying mines. And then the signal battalions... I'm unclear as to what those do. I mean, you can counteract Fog of War with them, but again, you're wasting the. So David says that the computer game version is 100% in alignment with the board game version, which is what I expected. Special rule: improved communications. If you've been in the Soviet car phase and all 4 battalion locations are occupied, you could take up to 4 actions instead of 3. Well, hell, that's worth. Maybe that's worth going for. I mean, part of the economy of the design is that you don't have enough actions to do all this stuff that you want to do. And it'd be hard, I think, to justify that. That is a special rule, not an optional rule. I think it would be hard to justify going for that unless things are going extraordinarily well for you. One of the things, I mean, the key rule where the leaders can recover 3 guys at a time, that's huge, and I would absolutely have been using that had I known that. But I'm not sure that I remember that the game told me that, so that would be why. So, back to the video game. Very nice interpretation of David's tabletop design. Hopefully, DVG and whoever their digital partner is on this will be coming out with further adaptations of other games in the series. Both of which are... all 3 of which. So there's 4 in the series. Correct me if this is wrong, David. There's 4 in the series. Pavlov's House, I think, was the first one. We have Soldiers in Postmen's Uniforms, which is the Danzig post office in September 1939. We have the Italian mini sub one, and we have the new one, which is By Stealth at Sea is the mini sub one, and then I'm missing one, aren't I? See, poorly organized. Although the website's not doing me any favors either. Castle Itter's the other one, which is the most... I mean, it's kind of the most unique situation. Although Pavlov's House is a pretty unique situation, too. They're kind of all unique situations. Alright, so I would like to thank everybody who has stopped by. Again, the video is... going to be up anytime on the regular YouTube channel, Ardwulf's Lair. It will be up on the digital channel at some point in the near future, like maybe as soon as a few hours, depending on how long it takes to upload. It shouldn't be that long. Oh, yes, Lanzerath Ridge, I may or may not be pronouncing that correctly, is the new one. David, do we know when that's coming out? And that is something that happens during the Battle of the Bulge. So I will remind you, if you're watching on Twitch, please do follow on Twitch. I hope, and I've been trying to get to this, do more stuff with Twitch, and you saw, if you were on at the beginning, how much trouble I was having. So things were not going well until I restarted everything. So I don't know that we have a date. I'll give David a moment here to see an answer, and if he doesn't know yet, then that's fair too. Kickstarter in December. Okay, there you go. So probably you'll have it in your hot little hands sometime next year. Sounds pretty reasonable. So once again, subscribe to the YouTube channels. There's a link in the video description to get to the digital channel if you're watching from the regular channel. If you're watching from Twitch, please do follow. And I'd like to thank everybody for stopping by with me this evening. And everybody have a great night.